why is this album called what it is?
Class is now in session because just the diversity of the record. I feel like that they don't teach really in class in school and universities. They don't teach you about how to play pop music, how to play R&B, how to play Latin music. You know, they might teach you jazz, but that's about it. So I wanted to take people to school and take them to class. So class is now in session. Plus, I'm also a professor at Portland State University. So
Ah. So who is on the album with you?
myself, Tony Ozier, aka Dookie Green,
Yes.
Steve Watkins, Tyrone Hendricks, Dennis Dove.
You have to explain that to people who
Yeah,
have never been to
you
the
gotta do
Dookie
the-
Jam.
Who else is on there? I have productions by Eric Parker, who's a great pianist from the East Coast. Chris Turner, who's a great pianist, organist here. I also have Alex Milstead, aka Popcorn, 19-year-old boy wonder on tenor.
Is he one of your students?
No, but I played with him when he was in high school.
Really?
Who else is on it? A.G. Donaloya, Michael Whitmore singing, Tony Hill singing from Cyrus Echo, and then also Jared Lawson singing on it as well. And Jans Ingberg, who's sings, plays percussion, plays with Motet, used to perform with Charlie Hunter. He's on it as well, playing percussion. So, a lot of people.
Okay, so let's list the genres that you're playing in on this album.
On this one, I have like a jazz ballad I wrote. I have a R&B song. I have kind of like a fusion song. I have straight hip hop song. I have a jazz song. I mean, I have literally various. I have this song that's kind of like a bossa. So it's a lot of mixture of music. I'm on there beatboxing and singing. Yeah.
Well, it must keep it interesting,
Yeah,
in that
it
way. I
does.
mean, you don't get stale playing one kind of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never get stale playing one kind of music, and that's why I think I like doing it so much because it mixes it up. I don't have to feel like I get caught into that. Oh, I want to play something else, or man, I'm tired of playing jazz, or I'm tired of playing Latin, or tired of playing hip hop. I could always keep it fresh and keep the stations rotating.
Now, was this the intent from the beginning, or did you say you had these compositions and all of a sudden you thought, these are all gonna hang together?
Well, the first attempt was to do a non-jazz, well, as far as like more of a groove album, hip hop, R&B oriented, and then I was like, well, let me throw in my jazz ballad. Let me still have acoustically a jazz group on it. So I put in a ballad. I put in a song written by my old music director at Oberlin Conservatory of Music, Wendell Logan. I put one of his songs on there, and then I have a song with just the rhythm section just burning out, as you would say. So I mean, I just wanted it to
Are
be.
you talking about Recess?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be kind of eclectic mix of music that I like to listen to. I don't like to listen to just one genre. I might listen to Stevie Wonder. I might listen to Ray Charles. I might listen to Chris Bodie. I might listen to Freddie Hubbard. I might throw in a little bit of everything. I throw in some salsa music, some Fania, or I always keep it rotating.
Yeah.
So.
Bill Frisell told me one time that once the album is done, he never listens to it again. Are you like that or not like that?
When I got it back from mastering,
Yeah.
I listened to it a few times, and I haven't listened to it since. Because I know everything that's on there.
Yeah.
I know all my licks. I know everybody's licks and lines and stuff. But I mean, I don't want it to be stale in my ears after listening to it so many times because I hear it enough. I've had a bunch of interviews, radio stations and stuff, and they're always playing it. So, so I try not to overdo it. But I definitely know it all on the record. I know everything that's on there. So. You spend so much time listening to it during the process of the recording, mixing, and mastering. You probably listened to it over, a couple hundred times. Definitely.
Nobody listens to or watches or reads their own stuff, like anybody else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, no one else could probably tell me anything else new about those songs.
Yeah.
But then when they tell me their interpretation of what they got out of the songs. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I know what's there, but personally, it's always going to be different emotionally, or what draws people into those songs and stuff. So.
Now you revisited a tune from your album with Marcus Reynolds. Tell me about that.
Yes, The Bluest Eyes is a song that I wrote back when I was a student at Oberlin, and I released it on the first record with Marcus Reynolds co-produced Sense of Direction. And I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I was just at home, and I was hearing the song in my head, and I said, well, let me throw some trumpets on it. And then I said, well, let me beatbox on it. And then I said, well, let me sing on it, and let me clap on it. And then I got some other guys to sing and clap and talk junk in the background, and and then I gave it to Tony Ozier, who it didn't have a bass line. I didn't give it the original bass line of the original song, but Tony Ozier heard a whole nother bass line and threw it on there and made it a whole different color and sound. So, which is wonderful. I was just like, whoa, I was blown away. I mean, and it gave it more funk and soul to it, which I felt that I already gave enough, but he even gave even more. So it's even funkier now.
Are you a lot of people are their own worst critics. How are you because sometimes you can go back and revisit something you've done, and you'll go, that was pretty good, or sometimes you can go back and go, oh man, what was I thinking of?
Yeah.
How are you in that way?
I mean, I definitely go back when I go back and listen to it. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good. Turned out actually better than I thought. Or I'm like, yeah, that's okay, but I let it go. You can't hold on it only so long, So I just said, well, it was good, or it is what it is. I can't go back and change it, so time to, we're always changing and improving, so I'm not really worrying about beating myself up over it. So,
if there was one track we could put up, but just to let people listen to, of all these diverse tunes, what do you think that would be?
I don't know. Maybe The Bluest Eyes Revisited.
Think so?
Yeah, Bluest Eyes Revisited is such a mixture. It's got the straight ahead in the beginning, then it's got the hip hop later on in the song. So
I guess people know you for that song, and we'll see the other side of you on that song with this one.
Yeah. Definitely. Because the first one is such a straight ahead song, kind of like Horace Silver inspired, and then this new one is just more, I don't know, it's just more groove oriented. So we'll see.
And the CD release is?
CD release is June 3rd at Jimmy Mac's, and I also have Reva DeVito opening up the night. So it's going to be a good night of music.
Who will you be using that night?
In the band, I'll be using Chris Turner on keys, Alex Milstead on saxophone, Tyrone Hendricks on drums, Marquay Seamster on bass. I might be using Stephen Swatkins on keys, and some other people who might be coming in and out and singing some songs. It's basically a mixture of my band and Mike Phillips' band, and a kind of like a Portland soul band we started. So I don't know. I have guys in town from that'll be in town from Bruno Mars band. I have guys that'll be in town from the Scatterlight band. So you never know who might stop through. So yeah, we'll see.